Brynjolf, have you had a chance to speak to our contact in Whiterun?
Sorry, Mercer. They no longer wish to be involved in our operation.
I trust you've applied the appropriate pressure in order to change their mind.
I have. I think we may have to turn this one over to the Dark Brotherhood.
Yes, you're right. Such a shame.
I've been with the guild now for a couple weeks. Doing some small jobs, making a name for myself. After the revelations at Honningbrew Meadery and Gildenglow Farm, it's time to put the pieces together and shed some light on the guild's anonymous adversary.
Ah, there you are. I've consulted my contacts regarding the information you recovered from Goldenglow Estate, but no one can identify that symbol.
I found the same marking at Honningbrew Meadery.
It would seem our adversary is attempting to take us apart indirectly by angering Maven Blackbriar. Very clever.
You admire them?
They're well funded, and they've been able to avoid identification for years. I'm impressed it reached this point. Just don't mistake my admiration for complacency. Our nemesis is going to pay dearly.
How can we make them pay?
Because even after all their posturing and planning, they've made a mistake. The parchment you recovered mentions a Godjal lie. According to my sources, that's an old alias used by one of our contacts. His real name is Gullum Eye.
Where do I begin?
Gullum Eye is our inside man at the East Empire Company in Solitude. I'm betting he acted as a go-between for the sale of Goldenglow Estate and that he can finger our buyer. Get out there, shake him down, see what you come up with. Talk to Brynjolf before you leave if you have any questions.
On it. Bryn.
I can't believe Gullum Eye's mixed up in all this. That Argonian couldn't find his tail with both hands. Don't get me wrong. He could scam a beggar out of his last septim. But he's no mastermind.
Think he'll give me trouble?
Trouble? Huh. He's one of the most stubborn lizards I've ever met. You have your work cut out for you.
So how do I get him to talk?
You're going to have to buy him off. It's the only way to get his attention. If that fails, follow him and see what he's up to. If I know Gullum Eye, he's in way over his head, and you'll be able to use it as leverage.
Betrayal or not, I'm no assassin. I don't want to kill him.
I'm glad to see you're embracing our methods. It would be a waste to lose a contact at the East Empire Company before we had the entire story. Just keep on Gullum Eye's tail, and he's bound to step into something he can't scrape off his boot.
If I get the information, what then?
Just head right back to the guild and get the information to Mercer. Nothing else is more important. If you discover Gullum Eye's holding out on us and has more loot stashed away than he claims, we'd find that information quite valuable as well. Good luck in Solitude. Keep Gullum Eye alive, but remind him who we are.
Mercer has pointed to Solitude as my next destination. I'm to meet up with an old Argonian contact for the guild named Gullum Eye. Let's hope he'll be able to identify the Thieves Guild's anonymous adversary.
So, what do we have here? Let me guess. By your scent, I'd say you were from the guild. But that can't be true, because I told Mercer I wouldn't deal with them anymore.
I'm here about Goldenglow Estate.
I don't deal in land or property. Now, if you're looking for goods, you've come to the right person.
You can drop the act now, Godjal lie.
Oh, wait. Did you say Goldenglow Estate? My apologies.
Good week, my boy.
I'm sorry to say I know very little about that bee farm, was it?
You acted as a broker for its new owner.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't be expected to remember every deal I handle.
Identify the buyer, and we'll forget what we know.
I don't care what you promise. If I tell you the buyer's name and word gets around, it can ruin me.
Very well. What would it take to identify the buyer?
Well, now that you mention it, there is something I've been trying to get my hands on. I have a buyer looking for a case of Firebrand wine. There just so happens to be a single case in the Blue Palace. Bring it to me, and we'll talk about Golden Glow Estate.
Tongue in the Jarl's court.
On threat of what exactly? This city wouldn't run without me. Now if you'll excuse me, my work awaits.
Thane Briley, what do you have to report about the state of Hafingar's defenses?
It's nearly time to collect taxes on your properties here in the city, Briley. We'll need to visit each home for an assessment.
Is it that time again already? Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Ah, I see you have the wine. Hand it over, and we'll talk.
Very well, here you are.
Good. Can't have the buyer getting impatient and looking elsewhere for this, can we? Here, take this. I certainly can't use it, but I suppose I need to pay you something for the goods.
You're trying to bribe me now?
Not at all. I consider it an investment in prolonging my life. As far as Golden Glow Estate goes, I'll tell you what I know. I was approached by a woman who wanted me to act as the broker for something big. She flashed a bag of gold in my face and said all I had to do was pay Arangoth for the estate. I brought in the coin and walked away with her copy of the deed.
Did she say why she was doing this?
Not at all. I tend not to ask too many questions when I'm on the job. I'm sure you understand. However, I did notice she was quite angry, and it was being directed at Mercer Frey.
That's it? No name or anything?
In this business, we rarely deal in names. Our identity comes from how much coin we carry.
I think you're lying to me.
Look, that's all I know. I never promised you I'd have all the answers. Now, since our transaction is done, I'll be on my way.
He's holding out. I'm gonna have to tail him. He went into the warehouse. Shadow mark for danger. I'll have to tread carefully. Damn it. There we are. Guards. There you are.
Is someone there?
What is this? Map of trade routes. Down here. Traps.
Lying little harlot. That rat hole. Just look me in him. Good hole. Won't get one rusty scepter from me.
Go to college, Darcy. Use your smarts.
Easy does it. Sorry it had to be this way.
There's no need to do anything rash. This isn't as bad as it seems. I was gonna tell Mercer about everything, honestly. Please, he'll have me killed.
Tell me first, then I'll decide.
All right. It's Carlia. Her name is Carlia.
You say that name like I should know it.
Mercer never told you about her? Carlia is the thief responsible for murdering the previous guildmaster, Gallus. Now she's after Mercer.
What? And you're helping her?
Help? No. Look, I didn't even know it was her until after she contacted me. Please, you have to believe me.
Where's Carlia now?
I don't know. When I asked her where she was going, she just muttered, "Where the end began." Here, take the Golden Glow estate deed as proof. And when you speak to Mercer, tell him I'm worth more to him alive.
Very well. I'll keep quiet about your scam, but you owe me.
Now you're speaking my language. Tell you what, if you need any stolen goods fenced, you bring them to me, and I'll pay you good money for them. Consider me your new friend in the north.
Keeping the deed. Any objections?
Consider it a gift to ensure your silence. That thing seems to be bringing me nothing but trouble anyway. Carlia didn't even want it. She wanted to keep the sale a secret. I can see how well that went.
Why did she purchase Golden Glow?
I asked her the same thing, and she wouldn't come out and tell me. But now that I know who she is, I'd say she's trying to hit the Thieves Guild where it hurts.
How would that hurt the guild?
Maven Blackbriar needs Golden Glow's honey for her mead. She's been using the guild to keep the estate under her thumb. If the owner cuts the guild out of the picture, he's cutting Maven out of the picture, which she can't afford. If I was Maven, I'd blame the guild for weakening and not being able to handle the place.
Which makes Maven lose faith in us.
Exactly. For the guild to survive, they need Maven's support. This Carlia must have spent a lot of time and resources planning this. Now you won't forget to tell Mercer I cooperated, will you?
Certainly. I have to get this information to Mercer right away.
A lot of people are beginning to get impressed with you here, me included. Just wanted to let you know.
How did you end up here?
I used to live in Valenwood, working at my father's winery. We made the finest wine to ever cross your lips, I promise you. We were doing well. Plenty of coin, a huge mansion, and I was even betrothed to a lovely young woman.
Why would you leave all that behind?
Because it was dull. Every day was the same boring routine. Working at the winery, social visits with friends, parties with no one I cared about. I just wanted a little excitement. Something dangerous.
Like being a thief. I understand.
I hooked up with a guild in Valenwood. I think they called themselves the Silver Crescents. Spent quite a few years doing jobs for them. Made a lot of coin, but I didn't care. I didn't really need it. I was running with them because it fit. Made me feel alive.
How'd you end up in Skyrim?
Well, after a while, my father caught on to what I was doing. He confronted me one night and gave me a choice. Either leave Valenwood, or he'd have me thrown into jail. Gave me a day to say my goodbyes to everyone.
That must have been difficult. I had a similar experience with my father.
I ended up in Skyrim thanks to a contact I'd made when I was with the Crescents. Good old Delvin. He introduced me to Gallus, and that was it. I've been here ever since. And you know what? Despite what I left behind, I don't regret it one bit.
Mercer,
Did Gullumai give up any information on our buyer?
he said Golden Glow was purchased by a Carlia.
No, it can't be. I haven't heard that name in decades. This is grave news indeed. She's someone I hope to never cross paths with again.
Gollum I also told me she was a murderer.
Carlia destroyed everything this guild stood for. She murdered my predecessor in cold blood and betrayed the guild. After we discovered what she'd done, we spent months trying to track her down, but she just vanished.
Why has she returned?
Carlia and I were like partners. I went with her on every heist. We watched each other's backs. I know her techniques, her skills. If she kills me, there'll be no one left that could possibly catch her. If only we knew where she was.
Gollum I told me she said where the end began.
There's only one place that could be. A place where she murdered Gallus. A ruin called Snowvale Sanctum. We have to go out there before she disappears again.
We?
Yes, I'm going with you, and together we're going to kill her. Here's your payment for solitude. Prepare yourself and meet me at the ruins as soon as you can. We can't let her slip through our fingers.
I'm on my way to meet Mercer at the ruins of Snowvale Sanctum, Carlia's last known location. Together, Mercer and I intend to hunt her down and make her pay for Gallus's murder. Oh, divines. Mercer.
Good. You're finally here. I've scouted the ruins and I'm certain Carlia is still inside.
You saw her?
No, I found her horse. Don't worry, I've taken care of it. She won't be using it to escape. Let's get moving. I want to catch her inside while she's distracted. Take the lead.
You want me to lead?
I'm sorry, I was under the impression I was in charge. You're leading and I'm following. Does that seem clear to you?
Understood.
Just make certain you keep your eyes open. Carlia is as sharp as a blade. The last thing I need is you blundering into a trap and warning her that we're here.
So before we go, tell me about Carlia.
She was a stubborn Dunmer. Always had to do everything her way. But she was also the best, bringing in more coin a month than some thieves heist in a year. Gallus trusted her too much and let her get too close.
So they had a relationship?
If you want to call it that, yes. Me? I think she was softening him for the kill. Gallus would call her his little nightingale. He was absolutely smitten by her.
Why did she kill him?
Greed? Jealousy? Spite? Who can say what drove her to such an iniquitous act? One thing's certain, I intend to find out before she draws her last breath.
But isn't murder the Dark Brotherhood's territory?
I have a long-standing arrangement with the Dark Brotherhood. If I need someone in the guild taken care of, we do it ourselves. We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house.
How did Gallus die?
25 years ago, I was standing outside these very same ruins. Gallus told me to meet here, but he wouldn't say why. When I arrived, Gallus stepped from the shadows. Before he uttered a sound, an arrow pierced his throat. Before I could even draw my blade, her second arrow found its mark in my chest.
So Carlia took on both of you alone?
Carlia was a master marksman, and her greatest weapon was the element of surprise. I was lucky. She missed my heart by mere inches. I staggered away from the ruins and my vision began to blur. It's then that I realized the bitch had poisoned her arrows.
And Gallus?
The last thing I saw was Carlia dumping his body into an opening atop the ruins. An unceremonious end for a remarkable man. To this day, I've regretted allowing her to escape, even if it meant I had died trying. I owed Gallus that much. The guild was thrown into disarray. Several stepped up and tried to claim Gallus's former position as guildmaster. Sides quickly formed behind these men, and the Ratway became a bloodbath.
And you are part of this?
I saw what they did to Gallus. I wanted to use the guild's resources to hunt down Carlia. The others didn't even care he was gone. Fortunately, I persevered, and the other groups were either killed or they left Skyrim.
And what of Carlia?
The infighting had taken months to subside, which gave her time to go into hiding and carefully cover her tracks. I spent thousands of septims and used every contact at my disposal. But it was as if she had simply vanished. Like I said before, she was the best.
Let's move.
If you see Carlia, don't hesitate. Kill her.
The door. Some kind of mechanical lock.
They say that these ancient Nordic burial mounds are sometimes impenetrable. This one doesn't look too difficult. Quite simple, really. I don't know what the fuss is about these locks. All it takes is a bit of know-how and a lot of skill. That should do it. After you. Stench in here. This place smells of death. Be on your guard.
A corpse. Oh, the stench. There's a trap on this chest.
Pull the chain over there and watch out for the spikes. It's like Carlia reset all of the traps.
All right. Bear traps. Something's coming.
Who's
What?
there? Your feeble attempt to hide is insulting.
Master.
So ends the
What was that power? Master! Archer.
Is that the best you can do? Breathe your last!
Come on.
Two more of them ahead. This shouldn't take long. Dead.
No traps. More ahead. I got him. God.
Blood. Hardly a challenge. Bone chimes. Clever. Rigged to wake the Draugr,
Divines.
You've just written your own epitaph.
What kills these things? Too many. It's over.
Carlia always was a nimble minx. Slipping past these Draugr must have been child's play for her.
Let's hope this works. Damn. Die!
Your blood will adorn my blade! the lesson. That door up ahead. It's perfect for hiding an ambush. Be ready.
Another door. More traps.
Ah, it's one of the infamous Nordic puzzle doors. How quaint. Without the matching claw, they're normally impossible to open. Since I'm certain Carlisle already did away with it, we're on our own. Fortunately, these doors have a weakness if you know how to exploit it. Quite simple, really. Carlisle is close, I'm certain of it. Now let's get moving.
Understood. What's that?
Do you honestly think your arrow will reach me before my blade finds your heart?
Give me a reason to try.
You're a clever girl, Carlisle. Buying Golden Glow Estate and funding Honningbrew Meadery was inspired.
To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us.
You always were a quick study.
Not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive.
Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way.
Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods?
Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Carlisle. It's time for you and Gallus to become reunited.
I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence, but I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing.
Mercer.
How interesting. It appears Gallus's history has repeated itself. Carlisle has provided me the means to be rid of you, and this ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But do you know what intrigues me the most? The fact that this was all possible because of you. Farewell. I'll be certain to give Brynjolf your regards.
Mercer, no. Wait.